you do is you prepare as thoroughly as you can. The guys play their asses off.
Playoffs? Talk about playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Listen, we're talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We're talking about practice.
That you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
If you want to crown them, you crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Gather around, Skull brothers and sisters. This is Skull Rants, brought to you by Minnesota Sports Talk. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Skull World. I brought on Justin from the Purple Persuasion. Let's go. Tell everybody where they can follow you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for having me on. TPP Skull, that's where most of us know us. Twitter's our main platform. Instagram as well at TPP Skull. But on YouTube, you can follow us on The Purple Persuasion. Not a lot out there right now, but, we're making moves. We're coming.
Still to come.
Yeah.
Now, is this true that Elon Musk has offered you the Neuralink so you can tweet faster on the Purple Persuasion, because you get that stuff out lightning quick? Like, my For You page is the Purple Persuasion.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dave. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's we got some secrets, we got some tips. It takes a lot. It's not just me; it's Mick too. We're doing a lot. We got a good system, and but yeah, thank you so much for the positive compliment right there.
So the Neuralink is a real?
No,
you got a chip in your head.
We got a little chip. We got stuff telling you. I could just think and it tweets. It's crazy stuff right now, man. Elon's got us plugged up real good.
I've attempted to do what you do, and I cannot keep up, man. And believe it or not, people out there, we have regular lives and jobs. We don't do this for a living. And to get the information out as fast as you do, and as thorough as you do, and entertaining and production value like you do, it's great. And you can see these guys on One Bar in Lupagus, or at least Justin on One Bar in Lupagus once a week, it seems. Tell us how that got happening.
Yeah, no, they're awesome dudes. Love what they do. They've been, they're killing it. And, they reached out and they appreciated what we do as well. And, we partner weekly with just different Vikings news, rumors, draft gossip, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you can find us One Bar in Lupagus every single week. So yeah, it's good stuff. Short and sweet, right to the point, get the news right, quickly. TPP's got their own newsletter as well too, if you want to read it and then, click through some stuff. So you can find us at the Purple Persuasion, links in the bio to sign up for our weekly newsletter. And
it's a pinned, I think it's pinned on your
pinned
Twitter.
Too.
So yeah, I'm signed up. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm in there.
I think you're signed up. We're not like crazy big. It's easy to follow the emails that sign up, but
I got my 17 people. Yeah, yeah, and
a little more than 17, but yeah,
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, it's good.
I mean, you got quite the following now.
Yeah, we appreciate all the love that we've gotten from TPP this early. So we enjoy giving Vikings content. We love the discussion. We don't have any negative feedback to people to disagree. We're all welcomed, and we enjoy the discussion.
Now, because One Bar in Lupagus is almost the Vikings aggregator of breaking news of YouTube. Those guys are lickety split. They get the trades, people showing up, the who were scouting, just who showed up and at the performance center, and they're always putting in anytime we sign a new player or bring someone in for a try, mid-season tryout, anything, they're like the first guys I see on YouTube that are talking about it. They'll stop what they're doing and put it out there. And I see how that there's such a good fit with you. I wish I could do it. I think they're the fastest growing YouTube channel. Shout out to One Bar in Lupagus. in Vikings, and I actually track that. They are the fastest growing. When I first saw them, they were at 3,000. They've grown 300%.
Yeah.
While some of the other channels grow like 20% a year.
No,
They've
they're
grown
good.
300%.
Very good. And one day maybe hoping TPP, we have our own platform one day, but it takes a lot to get to where they are. And same with you, Dave. It's not easy. So the hat tip to all of you guys. It's what you guys do on YouTube is good for Vikings fans. So one bar Lupagus, we love you. It's you too, Dave. It's good.
I'm
stuff.
just making sure they they know that. So when they invite me on, I've actually been on their about 4 times on their rant after the game. So it's fun. It was fun.
Those got to be fun after games. Those after game ones are great.
I started to do that like after a couple of early on in the season. But enough about the greatest YouTube channel on air right now at One Bar and Alepagus. Let's talk about TPP and Justin. Now, kind of update me. One of the reasons why I got you on is I haven't posted a video in like a week except for a short. And I want to know what's been going on. Can you kind of tell me what the smoke is out there? I know it's all about, and it's every day, and it's like the same report but worded differently.
Yeah.
But kind of give us up to date. What's being talked about? Oh, who's what quarterback? Who we're looking at? Who's drafting who? Just the smoke that's out there.
Yeah, a lot of smoke. It's smoke screen season right now, a couple weeks to the draft. But at the same time, still, it's, it could be true, it could not be true. We don't know. As us fans and, the outsiders looking in. I think the top kind of biggest thing is the Vikings drafting quarterback. They will trade up and they will draft a quarterback in the top 5. I can tell you that. As to which one it is, it's probably drakemaye. I think that's plan 1A, and then 1B is jjmccarthy. I think they'd be very, very, very happy with both. We dropped one today saying that the Vikings, one of the guys had an inside source saying that they would be happy with both, and I totally agree with it. They both fit, and so I think you could expect the Vikings to draft either drakemaye or jjmccarthy, depending on the steam going on right now. But
it kind of looked like Jaden Daniels is an afterthought now.
Yeah,
they're not even. There's not even a visit. There was no visit. There was talk that there was going to be, but there's not one. Is that true?
Yeah, I think it was Darren Wolfson from the ABC, here in the local, the Twin Cities. I think there is some truth. Obviously he didn't show up. Rappaport, Ian Rappaport, said that the Vikings were going to meet him after his pro day. That obviously didn't happen, which came out like almost a week later, which was kind of crazy that it took that long for someone to get it up, get it out there. But at the same time, I do think Jaden Daniels is probably not on the table. I do know Kevin O'Connell likes him. There's been a lot of reports about that. And Alec Lewis is one of those solid ones that had it really early, how, everybody's focused on drakemaye, they're focused on jjmccarthy. And in the end, Jaden Daniels is kind of an afterthought. I don't think that's the case. And even
KOC's been open about him.
Yeah, he came on
liking him. He's a drop back passer that can run.
Yeah, he can run.
I think he said
make all the throws. And Kevin O'Connell spoke very highly of him for a long period of time, and actually spoke the shortest about drakemaye, which is kind of crazy. And obviously, he spoke highly of jjmccarthy when he was on K-Fan with Paul Allen. So that was a tell. Maybe he's trying to like downplay itself. I think drakemaye is number one, their number one preferred option. I don't think it's very far off that jjmccarthy's behind, but it's gonna be a crazy, week, maybe weeks leading into the draft, and we'll see what happens.
I remember him, KOC interviewing, and in the interview he says he thought I think we'll get it. It was asked, and he said, "I think we'll get a deal done," when this was referring to Cousins. The next day, at the combine, he's being interviewed, and he's like very standoffish about whether or not a deal can get done.
Yeah.
It seems like all this shit turns on a dime.
Oh, it absolutely
absolutely turns on a dime. And you're telling me something that you feel pretty confident about is that we are trading up. Like there's no doubt. Like we're gonna get in the top 5 and get somebody.
I don't know. I'm not Kwesi. I don't make the final decisions on it, but I can tell you with everything leading up to it and what's riding the crumbs, the croutons, everything that's been leaked over these last few weeks, I would just be absolutely flabbergasted if they didn't execute a trade into the top 5, and maybe the board falls a certain way that they can get their guy. They're definitely not drafting a quarterback of the top 4 at 11. Maybe something falls to 7 or 8 in a weird, these drafts can get crazy sometimes. But I think they're not going to play around, and you can't play around with a quarterback. Maybe some other positions you can see if they fall to you, and if you have a backup, they're equal, but not with the quarterback position. So I do believe that they will be in the top 5, drafting either Drakemaye or JJ McCarthy.
And it has been my experience with doing just checking the tone of the players or of my Twitter followers out there, and drakemaye is the preferred quarterback compared to JJ McCarthy. I'm like 80-20 almost, or 70-30 almost. If you kind of put it together, you're a bit, and I would be happy with either. I think the potential is there for both of them.
Yeah.
I like the youth, JJ McCarthy, and his physical abilities, and I think he's got a cheat code and a scrambling ability.
Yeah.
And he actually has one of the stronger arms that I didn't think he had until the combine. And I'm one of those guys that nitpicks a little bit when it comes to hand size, because I think when I was seeing that he didn't have the arm, like he maybe had average arm strength, is because I saw some fluttering in his balls on deep balls every once in a while, and I was like, what is that? And I'm hoping it wasn't outdoor football with small hands. He's got 9-inch hands. Those are actually smaller than Dante Culpepper's. Dante's were like 9.25. So that's just fear. That's a little bit of a fear. Kenny Pickett. Yeah. They were worried about him. Now he's not with the same team anymore. So I always worry about certain physical attributes that may now there's been successful quarterbacks, I'm sure, with 9-inch hands, but bigger hands, a lot firmer grip on that ball, and there's some, I think I don't know who, one of the guys in this draft has like 10.5-inch hands, which is crazy. So but you're a big JJ McCarthy guy. Well, at least TPP is. I want to know what Justin thinks. What does Justin think about JJ? Is he your number one guy out of those two?
Yeah, no, we like JJ McCarthy and we like drakemaye. My personal opinion, and same with TPP too. If we were, obviously our tells don't signal what we're doing, but maybe they do. But if I had if my, let's just say ass is on the line, I'm going absolutely JJ McCarthy. I love drakemaye. I think he's an excellent fit, and he's probably more of a sure thing now. I think JJ McCarthy is definitely more of a gamble in the long run, but it's not by much. But thus, drakemaye will be drafted before JJ McCarthy, whether that's at the Vikings or whether they're not. So, yeah, I just think his age, he's the youngest of the top 4. He's, people want to rip that, he doesn't throw much. It was all a running game. He had the best offensive line, the best defense, and that's all true. But it's an unsampled sample size. So what if we just extrapolate what he has now? Could he go down a lot? He absolutely could. Or could he be just in an astronomical dimension that people, can't even quantify from a statistical standpoint? And I like the gamble. And, people say that about Jaden Daniels too, but he's more of a sure thing. If you're putting your chips in all on something, I think
you put any of them you put Jaden Daniels, I think, in a good situation, he's going to be absolutely dynamic.
It's all system. And I think like multiple beat writers, multiple national pundits, insiders, analysts, they all say whatever quarterback's drafted by the Vikings probably going to have a good shot at succeeding, which is rightfully so. Decent offensive line, solid tackles on the outside. You have the best wide receiver in the game in Jefferson, and Jordan Addison is probably one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver 2 in the league. And, you got a quarterback, and that's all you need. So they're set up for the best, and we'll see what happens. But I like JJ McCarthy's unknownness, but with what he's putting out, he's clutch and he wins. And
personality wise,
so we'll see.
What was that?
I said not a lot of people can say that about Kirk Cousins. So if we're going to sit here in the last 6 years, I'd rather go with a guy that's clutch and can, he wins games and wins on the biggest of stages. So we'll see.
Yeah. People talk about that. He's a winner. in that all he does is win. Is it kind of like just a thumb in the nose to Penix, who just lost the one game that they played? Is Penix not a winner? Is Bo Nix not a winner because they didn't win a national title? Do you think a lot is because he won the national title that he's the winner and the other guys aren't? Because nobody's talking about those guys as winners, or all they do is win.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact stat is. I know it's at least 3, it might be 4 losses in the history of like McCarthy's high school and college career, which is insane. Like he'd lost a total of 3 or 4 games in all of high school and all of college. So I don't know. I thought it was a very unique stat that came from Kevin O'Connell, I believe, on KFan one time. So that stuck with me, and that's, he's on a team that wins. Which, is it because of him? Is it not? One day we'll find out. But yeah, with Michael Penix and Bo Nix, I'm not saying that winning all of that matters. I just think with a fresh perspective in this fan base and what we need right now, it's win and who wins on the highest of stages, as well as what fits with Kevin O'Connell and the scheme and what he wants. But I'm not the biggest fan of Bo Nix. I'm not saying age doesn't matter, but I think he's hit his peak. He's 24, 25 years old. He played his max amount of years in college. So how much better can he get? He absolutely could get better under Kevin O'Connell or some other system. But somebody like, JJ McCarthy or even drakemaye, they're young in their career. They played only a certain amount of games. And that, is there more? Absolutely, there could be, or are they at their peak too? And they could be as well. So I'd rather take a shot on the unknownness there. And Michael,
Bo Nix had played 5 years and Penix played 6 in his last 2 years, like 4,500 yards both years.
Yeah.
Coming off an injury and stuff. You talk about Bo Nix, but what about Penix?
Penix,
and he just went and surprised everybody. I don't know how many people talked about how he was going to be a statue in the pocket.
Yeah,
he was just going to get sacked all the time and blah 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 blah. And then he runs a 4.46 40 at his pro day.
Yeah.
4.5 I heard was hand time, whatever, but 4.5.
Yeah.
So where is he at in your because the reason why I asked, I might as well lead with this, is because Kwesi is not traded up in the first round. He's traded down or he stayed put, and he's not been known to overpay for anybody. Till I'm proven wrong, right? Until I'm proven wrong, there is a chance that he doesn't pull the trigger. Or maybe they, like what was reported last year, is like our trade wasn't as good because they thought our picks weren't as valuable, and that's why we couldn't get, Anthony Richardson. That, how much truth is that? I don't know, but that's possibility, right? He has not proven to me that he can go up and get that guy. He's done it in later rounds. He traded down and then traded back up to get Boo Jr. I think Evans maybe he traded up for. He's traded up, but in later rounds. But this is talking about potentially 3 firsts.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do that, and we've met Penix and we've had him. I believe we had him. We're going to work out. He's already worked out with us, or no?
Yeah, he's worked out with us.
So where do you think he would fall in this? Because I don't think he goes past 16.
Yeah, a lot there to unpack, but to hit a couple of them. But
there you go, knock it out of the park.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of good questions right there, Dave. You're good at stimulating all that, but it's I don't think he's going to make it past 16 too. I think if the Vikings, if they lose out on the top 4, you're left with Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. and one of them's going to go at 11, one's going to go at 23, so on. And I think you got the Broncos right behind us, the Raiders even 2 spots behind us.
Seattle at 16.
Seattle, the OC was the offensive coordinator for Washington under Penix in his best season of his college career, and I think would be an excellent fit in Seattle. So, and that's something Seattle is not, they don't need to trade up to get him. If they can get him later on, I think that's an excellent fit that people aren't really thinking of too much.
And I think he'd be great for Denver or the Raiders because I think out of all the quarterbacks, he might be the most prepared to start. To start the season.
He's more seniored and
right.
And you don't play around with quarterbacks. Is Michael Penix Jr. going to be overdrafted? Yes. Is JJ McCarthy? Yes. You don't play around with that position. And with Michael Penix Jr., the Broncos probably would tap on him at 12, or the Raiders would. And I don't see him definitely not falling past Seattle if that were to come across.
And they might have to trade above, for sure.
It's all again.
We're 100% sure those two teams will try to trade above us if we don't go up and get our guy.
Yeah.
Right. If Penix is coming, if we like Penix and we think we're going to draft him, if we don't get those other 4 guys, we can't sit at 11 either to get him because those other teams. So what kind of unmitigated disaster on Twitter would that be if we traded up to select Michael Penix Jr.? What would your pulse be on that day?
Yeah, it's I can't even
throw out zingers,
it.
man. I throw out zingers.
Yeah, nobody's trading up for Michael Penix Jr. Like, at least the Vikings won't be. I think if they would do it, they would take a chance at 11 at the soonest, and even then,
okay.
For me, if that's their quarterback, that's their quarterback.
We're like, we don't value him that high. Kwesi, what is what you're saying? Kwesi doesn't value him that high. We would take him if he falls 11. If not, we might even trade down and go defense.
I mean, yeah, if we're at that point, I think, unless they just, maybe they don't like Michael Penix Jr. I think they sent their whole staff. I think they're definitely intrigued with it. I think it's like a possible, ABC, if we're on like C or D possible option. They sent their whole staff there. That's their whole offensive staff. Kwesi, O'Connell. They flew to Seattle. They didn't do it for Bo Nix. They haven't even seen a pro day. They haven't seen, they haven't invited him for a private workout. That obviously could happen with the next 2 weeks. But I think there's something there that they value Michael Penix over Bo Nix. And I wouldn't rule it out. I think it's unlikely, and it probably would be the option C. But if they did go Michael Penix, they're probably going defense at 23 too. Right.
What percentage do you think that we're trading up and we're going to get either May or what would you put on it?
Yeah, very high, 95+%.
That we're going to now, and I think you and I probably prefer JJ McCarthy because of the I think I like
Drake
it.
Good. Drake May's very good. 225, 6'4", man. That's
he's hard to bring down. That's his superpower.
Allen.
I think like him, like I want to say like a Herbert. He's hard to bring down, and he's pretty mobile. He's not bad. I think
he's mobile. He can move if you want him to move. But the
great thing about this class is every one of these sons of bees are athletes.
Oh yeah,
they're all athletes. And what a freaking year! I was sitting there with my crew, and we're talking. I'm like, we can't get up to 5. We can't get up there and get Anthony Richardson. We'll just wait till next year because they're coming. They're coming. The whole class is athletic.
Yeah.
But now, we'll kind of end on this. Some other things, of course, like quarterback position is an important thing, but I know the Athletic rated the Vikings the worst offseason out of all 32 teams up to date, like a few weeks ago. And I don't know, a lot of people probably won't put any credit on that, to that. Like, they're just Viking haters. They overvalue Cousins. But we went into this offseason with interior D-line being probably our number one just flaw on our team. And now we have a hole still at defensive line, at left guard, although I like Brandel, and at quarterback. So it's like we've added holes into like the most important position, although we hopefully will fill it. That doesn't really bode well for this season, let's say. But we've talked about the quarterback position, so we won't beat that to death.
Yeah.
But what are we going to do for those defensive interior positions and, let's say, offensive interior line?
Yeah. That's a good question. Obviously it depends on the quarterback, where they fall.
Devontae Sweat, DWI, fall into the fourth round.
Sweat, I think is good too. At first round, Byron Murphy, I think he's my number one choice.
Right.
If that were to fold in a certain way that they couldn't get their quarterback. But the Sweat, later on, obviously he had his DWI or DUI, which kind of
they said DWI in the report.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. I'm not a legal
DUI
guy.
or DWI. I don't know.
DWI. He was drinking alcohol when he shouldn't be.
Jordan Addison will be his designated driver.
That's a whole other side story. I don't get why these athletes have it, but anyways, it's I think he's a solid one. That was a potential day 2. Could he drop to day 3 now? This close to the draft. Some teams probably don't really care about that too much, but I think he's a target later on. The guy out of UNI is really good. Love him a lot. There's another guy out of Duke too, who's maybe a little bit under the radar that I think they can get on day 3. That's got some size and can push. But at the same time, I think their next pick after a quarterback would be whatever the best defensive tackle is available, possibly an edge guy, but they know defensive tackle's a need, and I think they're going to, whether they hit or not, that late day 2 or day 3, I think that's where we can see.
I have this sneaky suspicion that we get our quarterback, right? We get our guy, and then we trade into this day 2 somewhere.
Oh, I think we are too.
I think we're trading into day 2, and we're going to get a guy that may have, that we valued really high, higher than probably most teams, and we'll go because he's got his guys, right?
Yeah.
He finds some dude that he's like, I'm gonna love on this guy, and I'm gonna draft him too high. So. And then find out he's like Blackman, who's a really solid player. It's like, who's this guy? And then sure enough, we find out PFF ranked this guy like top 3. And, and he, besides in Cincinnati, he's been pretty solid. I just hope he doesn't watch jump balls just land in the receiver's hands anymore. Just like, go for it, dude. But he goes after his guy, and that's why I think he's going into day 2. And it sounds like you think so too.
Yeah, no, he's going to go there too, which is who knows where all these guys go. Nobody knows, but I do think they move up. I kind of like that take you had. I just kind of was pondering that the other day and kind of seeing what I was seeing out there, reading a lot of different stuff, and yeah, I think this is draft. I think we got 7 or 9 picks, something crazy like that. A lot of them lower round, which may or may not.
We had 9, and then we trade our second round away, so we should have 8 now.
So we have 8. Okay, so we have got 8. I think we're going to end up
unless
with
we did something else. I mean, I've been hibernating for like a week. Notice I got the 2-week.
Yeah, that's all right. But yeah, the draft.
It's not as dark as yours.
Yeah.
I might have to. Yeah.
I can still consider myself young, but maybe not
younger than me. I tell you that. Well, I cut you off. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying that, draft wise, I do think we have 8 picks that you say. I think we're going to have a lot less than that. I think maybe 4 or 5 is more realistic, but Kwesi.
I think also like they may, trade. If they do trade, they may collect picks for next year kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. If you're going to take a thing, I think Kwesi's okay with 4 or 5 picks this year of like, you got your quarterback, you got maybe a late day 2 type defensive tackle or defensive end. And then, they load up on cornerback and interior offensive line. I think is a little underrated right now, but you get 4 or 5 good picks that you like. And, Rick Spielman was all about getting as many picks as possible. Kwesi's kind of showed that too a little bit, but willing to do deals at different stages with different teams.
I like the way Kwesi attacks the draft. I do. We're still a little sore about year 1. I think we were drafting for a different defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I still think, his 2 defensive players, Booth and Scene, are going to be NFL players. There was unfortunate, injuries, and just the other guys just played better than them. It came out, they were veterans and they played better than them, and they kept them under you're as a coach, you're going to play the person that's more comfortable with. Who on this defense is going to step up that hasn't yet, that will fill a need? Is there a couple of guys, or do you have a guy?
That's a good question. For me, it's a Caleb Evans. He's kind of shown some flashes of greatness, but if people remember most recently, which matters the most, is he was benched like 3 or 4 last like 4 or 5 games, which is crazy. But I like him to step up the most. And when you think about Kwesi and where they're drafting at, when all said and is done, yes, this person was drafted at the first round and they didn't live up to it, or this person was drafted in undrafted free agency like Ivan Pace Jr. and they are now. In the end, it's how many people hit, how many people did it when it's all said and done, whether they're first or they're seventh or undrafted. So I think that's what Kwesi's got to think about now. And I don't know if that number is super high, but things can always change. But for me, it's a Caleb Evans. I do like him a lot, and he showed some fight. And I think, with Flores, I think he's going to have a different approach this season. He's the second year under his belt, and he's going to put together a better game plan and put these guys in better position too. So
I'm kind of hoping he stays off Twitter a little bit because of fans. Fans get a little.
He's sensitive. That's why I think he was benched. He can't handle the heat, but I think with the second year now under his, or second or third year under his belt, I think he knows what to expect now. So I look forward to what
we as fans, like someone said he was burning. I'm like, there was this one play and someone was complaining he was burning, and he replies back, this guy doesn't know what defense we're in. And I'm like, I could see it. He was handing off a guy to the safety, and the safety wasn't there.
Yeah.
So it's like someone didn't do their job. So there's truth to that. Guys, I think, and let me get your viewpoint on this. Jaquelin Roy, I thought showed flashes and could have a big, at worst, rotational role.
Solid run stopper, I think, at best. I mean, maybe
the pass some swim moves.
Yeah, he's got some swim moves, but I wouldn't consider him like that all pro.
No, he's not a lead or anything. I'm just saying he's shown he's made those flashy plays, and it was against the run. It wasn't to sack a quarterback.
Yeah, he's a solid
moved a couple of guys I've seen in games, and he at least diverted or made the tackle. Diverted the runner and made the tackle. And this is sneaky. This is my dark horse long shot, 50-1. Paul Allen.
Fire it.
Andre Carter.
Okay.
You know what if this guy puts on weight?
I don't get it. I'm not a big fan, but Mick is a huge fan of Andre Carter.
I'm just saying this. I'm not. I'm just saying this is my dark horse.
So that's somebody that could splash late.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He obviously people were hyping this guy, and then he went UDFA, right? And I'm like, the guy's skinny. He looks scrawny, right? Yeah. But you physically put this guy in an off season, give him have him work on his NFL body. Yeah. I want to see pictures of him right now. I want to see, Aaron Donald pictures of him ripped or something like that. Maybe, who knows? But he got a lot of playing time towards the end of the year.
No, he did. And like I said, I'm not there yet on it, but Nick is, the other TPP co-owner he loves him. He supports him. So he's always texting me like, oh my gosh, like everybody's undervaluing this guy. So we'll see if maybe it's
I just think of the playing time he was given.
And Flores is,
he trusted him.
So, maybe he saw it late and he only had 2 or 3 games to kind of unleash him a little bit. And, obviously can't just throw him into a full-time role, but with the depth.
And I think Booth, you talking about Evans
losing
this spot, but Booth came in and was rated really high by PFF.
Yeah, he was.
I know, like he got kind of burned on one play. It wasn't a big play, but it was a first down. And then everybody's like, "Oh, see, God, he's worthless." But he didn't give up any catches the rest of the game. He was in on running. He was in on tackles on running plays. He's a guy that he gives up his body. That was a big thing. I thought of him coming out of Clemson is that he was a very good against the run. He played with reckless abandon. He threw his body in there. He wasn't afraid to do that. But I think Booth. I'm a guy, and let's see what you think. That as long as we just fix this defensive line, our cornerbacks are going to look a hell of a lot better. I think we got somebody's going to step out of that quarterback room, and I like that we got Shaq Griffin to kind of solidify that because I think he is. I think he's got good ball skills. I think he's a feisty, good at a football. I want to play. Loves football attitude. I like that about him. I think he's going to add that to the team and give us more depth. but someone's going to come out of that group. I think Evans, Booth, Blackman. What do you think?
Yeah, one of them will come out there. I think Shaq Griffin's going to be a starter this year on the outside.
I think
said it. Yeah, KOC said it multiple times that they want to go more man coverage than what they ran last year,
and we did in the last 2 years.
Yeah, we haven't, and I think Flores experimented with that at times, but I think he realized that they don't have the people they have. Whether that's I think they're
you can't guard someone that long.
No,
man to man.
That's why we need pass rush, and
that's why we need pass rush.
Yeah, and that's why I was full force in overhauling the whole defensive line this year, or at least from the pass rushing standpoint. I know there's a lot of fans of Daniil Hunter. I'm a big fan of him, but I really stoked for Gennard. I think he's better and cheaper, at least to what we want.
A bigger fit for the defense, maybe.
Yeah, for the fit for the defense of what Flores wants to run.
And that's why I like God, Jesus, I just forgot his name.
Van Ginkel.
Van Ginkel, yeah.
Oh, stud. He can play. He can play.
He's gonna be my favorite player to watch. I think.
Oh yeah, he's a stud. I really like that under.
I think Cashman's a bigger fit too.
Yeah, Cashman. I think he's gonna replace your Jordan Hicks. He's good. Let's see. I think Flores. I think it was his second year. Really saw the deficiencies. You can't fix everything in 1 year. So I really think Flores' defense is going to thrive, and he's always had a defense that doesn't have your super ultra these are the studs of the team of the defense. He's always really brought out the best out of under the radar backup or lower tier tier one guys that kind of go unnoticed, and I think that's what Flores thrives on, and I think it's going to be fun to watch. And he already brought a lot out. Cam Bynum had his best year. I'm blanking on the name, the other outside line, DJ Wanham. He had his best year of his career before he got hurt, and then you got
he was looking for his best year.
It's crazy, So just imagine all these other guys. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So, is there a crazy prediction that you have, or something that nobody believes in but you do?
Nobody believes in it. Nobody.
Or you're outlier.
Outlier?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's at the top of my head, but for me, it's how much draft capital they're going to give up to get their guy. I think people are just definitely not valued. People are really scared about getting up the 2025 first, and more. It's going to be 11, 23, 2025 first and more.
And change.
3, 4, or 5 and change. And I wouldn't be shocked if they actually did throw in that fourth rounder. So maybe that's my hot take, or the fourth or the 2026. First
I had Jason on here. Jason from Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I've had him on twice now. Once when he got the tickets to go to the game, the playoff game, and then I had him, back recently, and my title was I'll give up 4 firsts. I don't care, And he's one of those guys. I'll give up the 2026 first rounder also to go up and get my guy. And he's tweeting all day today. It looks like I was looking, and he's like drakemaye or McCarthy, one of the others. We're getting them.
Do it. You got to do
whatever it takes. Yeah. And I don't think, and we'll leave on this is no one's going to complain if he's good that we gave up 4 round picks. And the exact opposite will happen if he doesn't end up being good. You basically lose your job. And I think GMs know this, and you got to take that chance, because if you don't take it, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose out also. So I think he's in a place. We're finally in a place where we can go up and get that guy, and I think I agree with you. I think we're gonna do it. I think 90% is definitely in that ballpark that we go up and get that guy.
Yeah.
Who it is yet, I don't know. It could be the Chargers, because I would think the Cardinals would want to add the big, the Marvin Harrison, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be crazy. That top 5 I think could just be absolutely wild, and I wouldn't be shocked. There's drakemaye goes at 2 with the Commanders. Everybody's saying Jaden Daniels is a lock there. I don't know if it is. And I wouldn't be shocked. And the Vikings probably aren't going to get the 2 no matter what, because I think the Commanders are not going to trade, even if you offered 5 first-round picks. So They're probably going to dictate the draft, and that's probably why we won't see a trade until draft day.
It's like this. It's these. I don't see why one of these teams would trade out if they like a quarterback.
Yeah,
like if this is their guy, they'd be stupid. I don't care if they have holes on their team.
I agree.
All right, because Mac Jones won 10 games with the freaking his rookie year. They won 10 games that year. So it's like, I don't. This whole pipe dream of like, hey, they got a lot of holes. They won't draft a quarter because they don't want to ruin them. They don't think like that.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm a GM. I might ruin this quarterback. I don't think that thought enters their head. I like this quarterback, but I'm going to let him go to somebody else because I don't want to ruin him.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that make you sound like? Like you're not capable of, doing your job. So I don't think GMs think like that. They have to not like these quarterbacks that high to take them. I can understand. I can understand not to
with the team. It might not be
the value or fit with the team.
Yeah.
I can understand that, but if they like them and they are a fit for your team, then they take them.
Yeah,
there's none of this. I don't want to take them because I don't want to ruin them.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. They'll either take him or they don't take him, like based off.
And there's a reason for it, not because I don't want to ruin them.
We're fans, yeah. We don't.
But hey, it was great having you on. It was fun to pull back the curtain.
Absolutely.
Of the Purple Persuasion and bring Justin on Skull Rants. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much, Dave. Love your show stuff, and thanks for having me on.
Skull Vikes.